Welcome back, Tim Burton. I've missed you making these normal movies. Hello everybody, it's Bryan Sudfield, and today I'm here to review the new film Big Eyes, directed by Tim Burton and starring Amy Adams and Christoph Waltz. This is the true story of Margaret Keane, who was a famous painter in the 1950s, 60s, around that time period, and she always painted these pictures of these people with very, very big eyes, and her husband, played by Christoph Waltz, decides to take credit for the work, and she gets annoyed by it, and basically we have our movie. I was really looking forward to this movie because the trailers made it look like a very interesting movie, and it looked something very different from what Tim Burton's been recently doing. I like Tim Burton. I like a majority of his movies. I love the first two Batman movies. I like Pee-wee's Big Adventure. I like Sweeney Todd. I like Ed Wood. I like Edward Scissorhands. I like Big Fish, and I like his stop-motion films like Corpse Bride and Frankenweenie. But he's made some movies that aren't so great, but this was something different because there was no Johnny Depp. There was no mystical fantasy weird style to it, and there wasn't no Hellbound Carter. So how did I feel about this movie? I thought this movie was really, really good. It's not one of my favorite movies of the year. I actually already did my top 10 films of the year, but it's still a really good movie. First of all, I gotta talk about the acting. Amy Adams is fantastic in this movie. I've always loved Amy Adams. I love her comedic acting, I love her dramatic acting, and I love her when she's in musicals, too. She's a multi-talented actress, and she's completely Oscar-worthy in this movie. Her performance is subdued, it's real, and you really feel for her character, and it's amazing. And she looks a lot like the younger Margaret Keane. She really does. It's amazing. I thought the script was great. I love the dialogue coming out from these characters. The script was written by the people who wrote the Ed Wood script, so that's actually something really positive because Ed Wood is one of Tim Burton's best movies, if not his best movie. I thought the film was directed very well. It was very fast-paced, it was edited very well, it was shot very well, and I love the music by Danny Elfman. I love Danny Elfman as a composer. His music is usually very, very good. And also, the thing I like about this movie was that Tim Burton was doing something different. He wasn't doing just that fantasy thing, and there are some aspects of that, but it actually works very well for what this movie is. I love the sets, I love the costumes, I love the makeup. All the technical stuff in this movie was handled very well. Overall, I really, really like this movie, but there is a person I have to talk about, and that's Christoph Waltz. Big fan of the guy. I loved him in Django Unchained, I loved him in Inglourious Basterds, and I loved him in Carnage. If you guys don't know what Carnage is, it's a movie with him, Kate Winslet, John C. Reilly, and Jodie Foster. It takes place in one apartment, and it's about 8 minutes long, and it's directed by Roman Polanski. It's a fantastic movie, guys. If you love movies where it takes place in one location, like 12 Angry Men, you should probably watch Carnage. And it's based on a very popular play called God of Carnage. I thought Christoph Waltz's performance in this movie, I thought he was really good, but it's just, he felt very cartoony. Now, Margaret Keane is still alive. So maybe this is how she described her husband to Tim Burton and the writers. Maybe he was a very cartoony person. Maybe he was like this in real life. But, I don't know, it's just a little flaw I have with the movie. I mean, I love Christoph Waltz, like I just said, but his performance kind of was a little to me. But he was still very good. I don't want anyone to think that I didn't like him in this movie, because I thought he was good. It's just, compared to Amy Adams, he wasn't on that same level as Amy Adams was. But also, the back and forth between them was great. I love the back and forth between Amy Adams and Christoph Waltz. This is definitely one of Tim Burton's best movies in years. It was better than Dark Shadows, definitely. It was definitely better than Alice in Wonderland. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, I don't even want to talk about it. I know it has a good rating on Rotten Tomatoes, but they didn't have to remake the movie. They could have just left it with Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, because it is pure imagination. I don't know why I just broke it to song. I apologize to those watching. My faults with the movie, there is some script issues. Most of the dialogue is good, but there are some script issues. There are some characters you meet that you don't really know much about, and that's really it. Overall, I really, really like this movie. It's not one of my favorite movies of the year. Like I said, I redid my best of the year video. Please check that out when you guys can. But I still think it's a very good movie. Definitely Tim Burton's best movie in years, probably since Big Fish. And it's great to see him do a normal film once again. I honestly hope the next film he does is normal. I know he's going to do Beetlejuice too. I don't even know if I mentioned Beetlejuice because I love that movie too. Tim Burton, welcome back to normal filmmaking. I've missed you doing these kinds of movies. This film gets a A-. It's a very good movie. Please check it out as soon as you guys can. So guys, if you've seen Big Guys, please tell me what you thought down below. What's your favorite Tim Burton movie? Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.